Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Calgary. My name is Katie Grinham, and I'm part of the spiritual leadership team here. And it is my heartfelt pleasure to welcome you this morning to your spiritual home until we all go to the greater home. This is a place where we can come together in like-mindedness and feel supported and nurtured on our spiritual journey as we evolve as souls and support each other in that process. So if this is your first time with us, a very warm welcome. And my intention is this morning is that something in today's service will touch you and move you in a way to enrich your life, whether it be the music or the message, or just something that you feel as you settle in to being connected to your own spiritual essence. So let's take a moment to actually do that mindfully. Let's turn within and have an affirmative prayer. So I invite you just to get comfortable and to close your eyes. Taking a deep breath in, slowly out. And letting all the busyness of your day and perhaps even your week gently flow down your body and out your feet into Mother Earth. And then drawing the strength from Mother Earth, all the nurturing, all the deep sense of belonging. Let that come up your legs and right to the base of the spine, allowing you to settle in. That's it. And now bring your awareness to your heart and feel its rhythmical beating, knowing that it is a reminder of the support, the ongoing love and support that we have from that which created us. However you refer to that, Creator, God, love, divine feminine, whatever it is, take a conscious, quiet moment to draw this in more deeply to your mind, to your heart this morning. And as you do that, may you open to the gifts of spirit. May we be centered in love and light, to share who we are into the world. And so it is. Lovely. And let us say together why it is that we gathered here. What is our statement of being? We are here as love to celebrate the one power, the one presence in our lives, in this community, and in the universe. Always feels grounding to say that, doesn't it? And each Sunday we read the daily word, and this morning Doug Warren is going to read our daily word.
Good morning to one and all. I hope everybody's having a good morning, and I'm glad that you're all here to join us. Today's topic is world peace. I imagine a world transformed by peace and love. World peace begins within my mind and heart. Closing my eyes, I breathe deeply and envision every person bringing forth the love and peace of God. I see all the world's people surrounded by a healing light that transforms strife, anger, and division into reconciliation, peace, and unity. As I hold this vision, I see the entire world aglow with radiance. Harmony and cooperation heal the world's wounds and encourage love to flower in each person's heart. I carry this vision throughout my day. Divine love, expressing as me, sees oneness regardless of apparent differences. Divine wisdom and understanding illumine my thoughts, inspire my words, and guide me to act in ways that bring peace to the world. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Matthew 5:9.
Thank you, Doug. That is beautiful words for any day. And I think it is one of the most powerful things that we can do as spiritual people is to see the world the way we want it, to hold that intention. And I love that there was a visual with that we could actually see it all aglow. Unity of Calgary is part of a worldwide organization. We're actually a prayer and educational movement. And we believe that as we take this understanding of seeing each other as spiritual beings, if we live from that place of actually seeing the truth about people, what a difference it would make about how we treat each other. And so let us affirm together our vision. We envision a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And how we do that is through our mission. So let's affirm that together. We are a welcoming, vibrant spiritual community that inspires hearts and transforms lives by expressing our divine essence. So if that resonates with you, this idea that coming together in a group of people who are focused on sharing a love and a support for all people around the world, well, perhaps we could be your spiritual home, and we'd love to have you join us. And we have lots of ways to do that. We have some announcements coming up that I'd like to share with you. In particular, we have the World Day of Prayer that is happening this week. And this is, as you can imagine, with Unity being a prayer movement, the World Day of Prayer is an exciting time for us in the sense that it is the very heart of the work that we do. So it is actually over 2 days. You can be part of it from the point of view of worldwide unity. So on September 9th, you can go to worlddayofprayer.org and tune into the worldwide events for this particular World Day of Prayer. They're going to start it at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night, and there'll be live music and speakers and all kinds of things that you can tune into on that first evening. And that's something you can do on your own time. Actually, on our time, it would be 6 p.m. So if you go to that site, Unity, worlddayofprayer.org, you can get a schedule of when that happens. Now, Unity of Calgary's World Day of Prayer is on the 10th. So we're going to do it at the end of the 24-hour vigil. So please join us on Thursday evening at 7 o'clock. And there is a Zoom link. So we're going to be doing this by Zoom this year, of course. The Zoom link is on your newsletter. That's the most important part. You'll see the link. It'll look like when you open the link, it looks like you're going to, oh no, actually that's right. It'll be right for this one. So yes, it'll say Wednesday, World Day of Prayer, and you come into the link and we will be doing what we've done before, which is sharing prayers of all different faiths. It's really powerful. It's beautiful. I really encourage you to join it. It's very uplifting. And we share these prayers. And then also we'll be reading the names of people who we're praying for during the World Day of Prayer event. So normally we do that on little pieces of paper because we're together, right? But this time, what it means is that you're going to need to write on a piece of paper, and you send your list to prayer@unityofcalgary.org. So that was prayer@unityofcalgary.org. Okay, and you put on the top that this is for World Day of Prayer, and the names will then get read out during that event. So we'd love you to participate in that way. And you don't need to put the last name or what you're praying for. Spirit knows that. So just to clarify, you're going to go to prayer@unityofcalgary.org with your list of names that you would like us to pray on Thursday evening at 7:00. Okay? And if you need more information about that, you can call one of the board members and we can help you with that. Actually, or the prayer chaplain would be better, Alara Payton. So this is a really exciting, actually exciting is the wrong word for it. Let's say enriching. This is a really enriching event. It's deeply nurturing and I encourage you to join us. All right. And then next week, we are privileged to have the lovely Miss Christy Snow joining us. And Christy has, she is a musician, a minister, full of vibrant expression of the spirit. And she has, for about the last 4 Septembers, been part of our community. And of course, because of travel restrictions, she can't be here this time in person, but she will be sending her message, and we're really looking forward as she share with us about being a channel of peace. What does it take to be an instrument, a channel of peace? And of course, we'll have all her wonderful music. And I'm hoping that she will join us with Zoom. So I'm just confused, but I believe that she will be joining us on Zoom so we can have a bit of a live chat with Christy. And yes, we do have Zoom coffee chat after each of our broadcasts. So we will be doing that today. And the link is on the newsletter, and it is also on our website at unityofcalgary.org. So that's where you can do. Oh, thank you very much, Ross. So he's putting that on there. And so that's the way to connect with us at this time. And as some time, it won't be long before we're back in person. We're going to be coming back. Oh, actually, I better do the class first. Sorry, Ross. See, that out of order, it messes up the slides. It's not Ross, it's me. It's me. Okay, so let me tell this a little bit. Actually, Ross, can you make the poster big and just get rid of me? Then people will be able to read it a little clearer. Thank you. Perfect. So Reverend Pat Ball is going to be running a self-awareness course, and it's one of our spiritual enrichment classes. And this one's going to be really neat because she's not only for Unity of Calgary, but across Canada. We're going to be going on Zoom and we're going to be meeting people from all the other unities. So it should be engaging, see some people from conference, and it's an opportunity to meet other people. So for us, we'll start is Wednesday evenings, 8 Wednesday evenings, starting September 16th. It will be at 6 p.m. our time. And it's a 2-hour session. And it'll be going to little breakout groups and everything. She's got really well set up. So I think you'll find it very engaging, very fun. Now, there are 2 required texts that you need to get. And one is called Flow of Life by Eric Butterworth. And the other one is called Conscious Finding Joy in the Real World by Gay Hendricks. Now, they're available on Amazon or Chapters. And I think actually Eric Butterworth is on a PDF form if you contact Reverend Pat Ball. So you can contact her directly if you would like to register for this class. So it's Reverend Pat Ball at gmail.com. So there's no dots or anything between, just Reverend Pat Ball doing that. You need to register by September 13th. And yes, and then what is also lovely about this, the love offering for attending these classes, which is $10 to $20 a session, will go to our community. So this is a great offering by Reverend Pat Ball. So if you want more information about this, go onto our website. Alrighty, sorry, I realize this is a lot of announcements today. Lots happening because it's fall. It's kind of exciting, isn't it, to feel the new energy coming in? So that's how to stay connected. You can also go on Facebook, on our community of Calgary community page, and we also just have our Unity of Calgary page. So that's the announcements. Thank you for your patience about that. So let's enjoy a bit of music from Anthony Burbage and the band. And the song is Your Love, which Anthony wrote. It's a beautiful song. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Falling
Beautiful. I love that song. Anthony actually originally wrote that song for his little girl, for Ayla, when she was wee. We felt her really open up his heart, and yet it can be absolutely about spiritual love and God's love as well. So uh, this month, our theme is home. My search for home is already mapped. The way is written on my heart. And so over the year, Worldwide Unity Ministries choose a theme for each month. And Unity of Calgary has chosen to follow along with that. So September's a new month. And so all the speakers this month will be speaking about this sense of home and the spiritual home. And we are delighted that our first speaker of the month is a member of our community, and that is Adele Bernard. And many of you know her. She has been with us, I don't know how many years now, 4 or 5 years, not quite sure. And I've just been seeing a lot of growth in Adele, and she's been sharing lots on the Zoom coffees. And I kind of felt a little urging by spirit to have her speak with us this morning. So this is her first time speaking in this way. So it's very brave of her to step up past the mind chatter and to share her gifts, her insights about this topic. And Adele is actually an empathic, mystical, spiritual Christian transition coach. She guides people and groups to find home within themselves by using three main focuses of work, house, and body. She guides people to find a unison within and find balance within their lives. She has a direct, no sense approach, and people find that she is able to see through some of the stuff right to the heart of things. So we're delighted that this morning she is going to be sharing with us and then leading us in a meditation. So if we were in person, we'd all be cheering her on. So let's do that now as we welcome Adele to share with us this morning.
Finding God in my heart. Let me start by saying that I feel very honored to be speaking with you today and the support from the community. I also understand what other speakers were talking about by feeling it first before delivering the talk. I want to propose the intention as I move through this message. See what is coming up for you in your heart. Where are you being led for the next steps of your life? When Katie approached me at the barbecue in July, my head was saying, absolutely no way. Yet, there was a little flutter in my heart that said, maybe. I was surprised at first and then remembered a few months ago having a chat with God, saying that I would show up in my life and saying yes to the opportunities that were presented. Then the first draft of many began to write itself. At this point, I knew nothing, no theme for the month, what the parameters were for a talk, any of the details for that matter. This has been an interesting road saying yes, to say the least. At first, it was super easy. For what was asked of me, I was more than happy to do. For example, sharing information. When I was asked, making a commitment to walk every day, all the small, easy promises. Now being asked to talk at Unity, this was a big step that I was not sure about. Yet deep inside, I knew on some level I was ready to take the leap. From a young age, I had a relationship with God. I would go to any church that someone would take me to. I remember one time when I was about 5 years old asking why I was in a body and when I would be able to come home. I was reminded that this is what I choose to do, to be on the earth and to learn many things while having a great adventures. So this is what I plan to do. Everyone knows what happens next. It's called life. Yikes. In many ways, I was very lucky to grow up in Calgary. A great place as the mountains are so close, and it's very grounding for me. This was very important as I got older and my life became more stressful. I had spent many hours up on Nose Hill and in the mountains with my horse and being in the presence of God. An example, one time we were out riding as a big group in the area called Sandy McNabb. As young girls, my two friends and I wanted to go for a ride on our own, get a little freedom from all the adults. So we set out after the group had left for a little ride. Just a couple hours, close to camp. Something went wrong as we got turned around and were unable to find our way over the mountain and ended up going around 3. By the time we figured out where we were, we still had 5 hours ahead of us before we got back to camp. Remember, this was before cell phones, not that they would work up there anyways. Our other hiccup was one of my friend's horse was blind on the right side. So we thought as the sun was setting, we'd put the white horse in front, the blind one in the middle, and I took up the rear. There was not one time in that 13-hour ride that I felt scared. We had grown up in these mountains, and I knew God was watching out for us. Needless to say, when we finally pulled into camp, they were happy to see us, yet mad as they were setting up a search party for us. As circumstances changed, I became an adult. With the pressure of life, I realized, like a lot of people, fears and anxieties kept me away from God. In an altered state of mind, we are not present. Being in the presence is where God lives, in my heart. This is when the real work begins. Long before I was a tour operator, when I found myself in a state of survival, suffering, and wondering what life was showing me, I would jump into my car and drive. This was my way and my time to get centered in the presence of God. I would end up in the craziest places. Yet I felt so safe and protected. I was at a community event one day, and this psychic came right up to me without asking if I wanted to hear what she was going to share. She proceeded to tell me to leave town. I must go tomorrow. My friend and I started walking away thinking, wow, that was strange. The next day, yep, I was on the road heading out to Banff to one of our clients. I looked at this situation as God putting me in front of her, so I could see that I needed to drive and the circumstances presented. One time when I was around 19, I had phoned a friend in Vancouver. Over a casual conversation, I learned what was happening over the weekend and said, I would like to join as it sounds like fun. He laughed and said, okay, see you in 12 hours. Then we hung up. Little did he know, it was not a joke. It was exactly what I needed as I ended up on his doorstep in less than 12 hours. I was a little heavy-footed back then before I received my professional driver's license. The highway has always been a place to really be connected to God and where I understand how the stress is showing up in my life. There's something about that open road that allows me the space to grow in my heart and realign with the peace I so crave. There was another trip out to Kelowna that happened with a little more planning, where I knew God was protecting me all the way. There is one spot in the highway at 3 Mile Gap that has a restaurant and a hotel. I remember being the only one on the road that morning when there was some mud and rocks on the road right around the entrance of the parking lot. I slowed down to use the parking lot to get around. I don't believe that was an accident. Later that evening, we were watching the news, and the report was saying that just after I drove through the area, the road was closed due to a rock slide. Once again, confirmation God has my back. It is times like these that make me wonder, how present am I living my life? When I am in the present, I am connected to God. When I live in the busyness of life, with fears, past thinking, or anxiety, future thinking, to be connected, I need to be in the present state of mind. As Eckhart Tolle says, anything outside the present is an illusion. Are we living our life in illusion? The body is a great compass to show me where I am on the map. When I am in full alignment, life flows with grace and ease. It is the times that when I believe I know everything and I don't need help causes the stress and anxiety. This is when the body suffering begins. The body will show little signs along the way that a course correction is needed, like sore muscles, headaches, a fall, etc. Yet the ego is always right and keeps plowing along. Only when the pain becomes too great is when I look inward and ask for help. This is when the true growth starts to happen. The heart begins to open for the expansion to learn as God brightens the true path that is to be taken. Sometimes wondered why it took me so long to understand I was on the wrong path. It was not like I ever knew what it was like to live with grace and ease. Yet the ego is so strong in its conviction that I would forget the chatter in my head is not the truth I wanted to live. This reminds me of the saying, God is always sending reminders. First as a flash, then a picture. Next is a pebble. Then the rock comes. Oh, watch out for the boulder. Until the whole world is caving in. I personally want to catch the flash or the picture. This is definitely something I am working on daily. When I look back at work situations, my heart will always let me know long before I leave the position. A new possibility is coming my way. As for this period of time, it has been the longest period without a contract. So understanding the previous patterns, something big is in the works. Maybe this talk is a starting point for the new opportunity. There are many times in my life in which I still have a body. This is from the grace of God. At times, I would throw out common sense and good judgment, and it was thrown out the window, gone. Yet, deep down in my heart, I know God is looking out for me. It is like the love you have for a child. One might not like or understand the actions they are taking. Yet, unconditional love is always there. This brings me to the actual physical home or dwelling in which one lives. I did not grow up in a house that God was talked about, yet in many ways very present in the home. I do remember looking for answers. This is probably when I looked for others to take me to church. I found one thing in common with all of them. God was someone outside. I never understood this. From the first memory I had of God, He was always in my heart. I would have physical items in my room that reminded me of the presence in my life. For instance, the poster with the saying, "God loves me, Adele, always and forever." Then I was going to the Alliance Church and became a small group Bible study leader for the Alpha Course and Women's Studies. I found this interesting as it really made me question what my beliefs were about God. One day, we were out on the weekend retreat. The small groups were doing their studies, and the leaders got together to discuss how things were coming along. Without going into a lot of detail, the subject of being a child of God came up. There were 12 leaders in the circle. I was shocked at how many of them felt they could never be a child of God. Then I began to question everything in me again. These were long-standing members of the church, and we were on the retreat for the Alpha program. For those unfamiliar with this course, it is a starter introduction to God and what it would be like to have God in your life. At the end of the course, the church would have a baptism. Yet I'm sitting in the circle with the leaders who doubt if they are children of God. Needless to say, I went back to my room that night and did some prayers. As much as I learned in these years, I was off again in search of a better fit for how I saw God to live in my heart. This is when I found unity with the help of Vivian. Now I want to move to the body, and what a wonderful tool it is for learning. Like most, I was no different. I would push my body past its limits and wonder why it was shutting down. I began to learn at a young age that this was going to kill me. I am not being dramatic. The more I pushed to get things done, whether at work, at home, or even playtime, my body would shut me down for hours, days, or weeks after. The older I got, the more I began to understand it was God's way of speaking to me and keeping me safe. One thing I learned for sure is when I am tired or near that point of being done, I become really clumsy. It shows up as falling downstairs, falling asleep anywhere, getting hurt in any other ways. The message I learned much later in life, and I continue to discover, my body needs certain things to function optimally. Everybody needs different things to a varying degree. This is what being human is about. One of the basic needs that I need to remind myself every day is this body needs a minimum of 2 hours in the morning to wake up. If I am rushed or feel there is pressure in the house to get moving faster, then there are problems later in the day. I will lose energy in the afternoon, or the clumsiness will set in. Another way that I know is if my body is still waking up is the fogginess in my brain. Recently, I learned that my totem animal is the bear. I laughed as the characteristics of the bear. Slow riser, don't bother them. That's me. Now, I want to pull this all together and hopefully it will all make sense. God is always with me, and when I slow down enough to listen, the words are spoken in the pause of life. It is up to me to be present and aligned to hear the words being spoken. When life gets crazy or I let the ego take over, God is still in my heart, waiting patiently to be called upon. It is me that leaves God and thinks I can do it all on my own. Most importantly, God wants me to dream, live to my truth and my highest potential. It is through the struggles that give me the greatest growth in order to live in love and peace in the heart of God. When was the last time you slowed down for the pause to hear the message from God? What greatness is being stirred in your heart? Are you ready to follow the flow of your destiny? And in finishing, I'll leave you with this quote from Matt Kahn. As he says, everything is happening for us, not to us. Thank you for listening. Now we'll go into meditation. Now, as we start the meditation, why don't we take 3 deep breaths and get centered into our body and grounded into the earth. And we'll bring that earth energy up through the bottom of our feet, up through our legs, through our knees, up through the thighs, into the body, and nestle into the heart. And now we'll bring that universal energy, the God energy, down from the heavens, through our head, to our face and arms, down through our neck. Let it nestle into the heart. And as these 2 energies combine, feel the love in your heart, that ever expanding you. And as we think about the room we're in, let that love fill that room. And how about filling the city we're in? And that love spreading to the world. As the world needs this overabundant love as it's in the biggest change. I want you also to, nestle in your own heart and see what you're being asked to hear. Where are you being asked to step up in service? To share your light of love in a situation? Are you living your life to the fullest potential? When God calls, are you saying yes? We'll take some deep breaths. Feel into your body. Hear the messages that God is sharing. And if you don't call him God, universe, source, whatever that higher being is for you, who lives in the heart. And as we feel into this, what pictures, what sounds, what smells? How do you hear it? How do you hear the call? Are you living in your true purpose? For me, it was my time to step up. And I sit here in this time with great gratitude in my heart. And take one more deep cleansing breath all the way from the bottom of your belly up through the lungs, all the way up. As we slowly let it out, we can start feeling our fingers and our toes and wiggling them and becoming present in the now. Feeling the chair we're sitting on, understanding our surroundings. Okay, we're all back. Thank you.
I surrender. I trust and I know that as I surrender, I fall into
All right. Oh, wasn't that great? Well, Miss Adele, I think she outdid herself, don't you? That was a really heartfelt, thoughtful, practical, insightful talk. I really enjoyed it, and I think it was a great talk for a first time, especially. And as you can see, she did record it. And next time, maybe she'll do it live. Getting braver, getting braver. Anyway, Adele, thank you very much. And if you would like to engage with Adele about her talk, we'll be doing that on Zoom after our service today. And I just heard from Alara that the Zoom link is good to go. So it will open the way it normally does. So you can get it on the newsletter or on the website. Okay, well, that is just lovely, wonderful. So now we enter into our time of conscious giving. I don't know about you, but I am grateful for this community, especially in this time when we have been separated. I think our community has grown closer together, quite frankly. And if you haven't been on the Zoom chats, please come along. We're getting to know each other better because we're all sharing and hearing each other's shares. It's quite powerful. So if you haven't been before, come along. And, you only have to say what you want. You're not on the spot. You can just say as little or as much as you want. But we would love you to be there, as this is a wonderful community for growth and change. And we are making this happen by sharing our time, our talent, and our treasure. So thank you to everyone who is sending in their donations. As we know, our expenses go on whether we're online or live. So thank you for continuing to support us. There is only us. There is no us and them. It's only us. So know that you're making a difference as we bring this message out to the world. And you can do that at donate@unityofcalgary.org, or you can send us a check the old-fashioned way, whatever is best for you. But we would appreciate your ongoing support, and let's take a moment to bless it, right? Everything we do, if we infuse it with love and light, makes a difference. So I invite you to hold your heart or whatever feels good to you as we affirm our affirmation of abundance. So divine love as me blesses and multiples all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And just breathing that in. And as you notice, we're not playing our offering song at this time. We're just figuring we're just kind of letting things move along a little bit. But we'll certainly be happy to listen to it when we're back live on October 18th. We do have our blessing for the children, however, and let's do that. This is the blessing of the children in our lives, the children around the world, and of course our own inner children that are forever learning and healing. And we need to support that and support ourselves. So together, let's affirm. We love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you just the way you are. Wonderful. Thank you. So let's take a moment to move into some prayer and to bring our awareness to anything that we want to surrender into prayer. For as we know that when we take it out of the mind chatter and we release it into spirit, we just surrender it, we just let it go. It opens it up to an abundance of ways that things are healing and shifting that we can't even perceive. So I invite you to just take a moment now, bring that situation to mind, take a deep breath, and infuse it with your love. Infuse it with your conscious knowing that it is all coming right. It's coming into flow, coming into a way that is of greater expression. Nice, nice. And also know that you can send your prayer requests by going to our website at unityofcalgary.org, that the prayers go to our prayer team. Again, you're sending the name of the person you want to pray for. It's going to our prayer team and then down to Silent Unity as well. It's held for 30 days, both places. And you can do that all the time. And it's just that this time when you do it, if it's for World Day of Prayer, you're going to put that on the top of it. And know that our prayer team is vibrant and alive. They are holding you. They are blessing you. And if you need some extra prayer support, you can reach out in that way. And thank you to all our prayer chaplains who are connecting and holding prayer for us. We also hold in prayer a different unity across Canada each month. And this month is Unity Spiritual Center in Hamilton and Unity of Kitchener. And we're seeing them having all the love and support that they need to continue bringing the unity consciousness and message across our country. All right, lovely. Lovely. I can feel that flowing already. And let's share our prayer of protection, a powerful affirmation when we speak it together. Together we'll affirm, the light that is God surrounds me. I am one with the light. The love that is God enfolds me. I am one with the love. The power that is God protects me. I am one with the power. Where the presence that is God watches over me. I am one with the presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And so it is. Beautiful. Thank you. All right. Let us now let that feeling move through as we enjoy listening to Sing Through Me with Anthony and the band.
On my own, I am only one. With your voice, I can do much more. I let go when I'm not alone. You hear and lead me home. Sing through me. Sing
Beautiful. And I wanted to share with you, I don't know about you, but I thought the music was sounding crisper and clearer this morning. And that's because we, the collective we, have bought some brand new equipment, brand new computer and monitors and things, because we are now sending this broadcast from our new office at Willow Ridge. So it's super exciting. So thank you to your generous donations have allowed us to buy our own equipment. We were using Neil and Tina's. So now we're broadcasting from Willow Ridge, down in the office downstairs. And a big, big thank you to Ross McWhirter. He stepped in to do the broadcast today. He's been training the last couple of weeks. I think he did a fabulous job. I'm sure you did too. Claude was his sidekick, supporting them, as our other techie people were all enjoying a long weekend. So it just, okay, here we go. I always get verklempt in these things, but when we come together as a community and work together, it just fills my heart with great joy. So I'm so thankful, and I'm excited to see everybody growing and changing and working together. One day you'll have to see all that goes into making this broadcast happen. And a big thank you to Ariana for getting our office set up so that we could actually do the broadcast from here. And Neil put in hours and hours to get it in a form that Ross could produce. So a million thank yous to everyone. And just a reminder that you can light a candle for World Day of Prayer. So you can go on worlddayofprayer.org and light a candle. There's the link. Thank you, Ross. And yeah, it's exciting seeing the number grow in Canada. You see a map of everybody who's lighting their candles for peace, for love. And the world needs it now more than ever. So all that said, have a fabulous week. Keep radiating your light out into the world and who you are. Join us for Zoom coffee, and let's all sing together. Let there be peace on earth.